11 upcoming drama on Coronation Street, March 10–14. Next week on Coronation Street. Tensions run high as Yasmeen bids an emotional farewell. Tracy sets a trap for Cassie. And Rob makes a dramatic return to Weatherfield. Meanwhile, Kid grows increasingly determined to uncover the truth behind the crash, setting the stage for a week filled with twists and revelations. 1. Yasmeen bids an emotional goodbye. After nearly 11 years on the cobbles, Yasmeen is saying farewell as she embarks on an exciting new chapter. Last week, she confided in her granddaughter Aaliyah about receiving an offer for her dream job at a charity in London. With the opportunity too good to pass up, she made the difficult decision to accept the role and put her share of speed doll on the market. This week, Yasmeen shares a surprising update with Aaliyah over a drink at the Rovers. She has already sold her half of the restaurant. Aaliyah is taken aback and eager to know who the buyer is. But Yasmeen keeps her in suspense, promising that all will soon be revealed. The anticipation builds as the mystery investor is set to arrive any moment. Just then, Yasmeen gestures toward the door, and Aaliyah turns to find Leanne standing beside her. As hands are shaken and a new business partnership is sealed. Could this be the start of a successful new era for Speed Doll? Not long after, Yasmeen loads up her car and shares a heartfelt goodbye with Aaliyah, marking the end of an era on the street. 2. Aaliyah and Leanne clash over business decisions. Tensions flare at the restaurant as Aaliyah arrives at work to discover that Leanne has taken the liberty of altering the menu without consulting her. Unwilling to be sidelined, Aaliyah makes a bold statement by tearing up the new menu in front of her colleague. With such a fiery start to their working relationship, is this just the beginning of a larger power struggle between the two? 3. Cassie hits rock bottom after betrayal. Meanwhile, Cassie's downward spiral continues as she faces the fallout from drugging Ken. After suffering from persistent illness, Ken finally put the pieces together and realized that Cassie had been secretly slipping antihistamines into his tea. Her deception had been an attempt to keep her position as his carer intact. But it didn't stop there. Not only had Cassie been manipulating Ken's health, but she had also been using his credit card to finance an extravagant online shopping spree. The situation took a devastating turn when a heated confrontation led to Ken collapsing from a heart attack. As he was rushed to the hospital, Tyrone and Fizz wasted no time in throwing Cassie out of number 9, severing ties with her completely. The repercussions of her actions have been severe, leaving Cassie with nothing. Even Steve, whom she had grown close to, has distanced himself from her. With no home, no family support, and no allies left, Cassie finds herself more isolated than ever. With desperation creeping in, Cassie makes a last-ditch effort to secure work at the Rovers. Approaching Jenny for a job, she's met with a firm rejection. Out of options and with nowhere to turn, Cassie is left to face the harsh reality of life on the streets. 4. Tracy serves up temptation for Cassie. Frustrated by the lack of police action, she storms into the station to confront Craig, demanding to know why Cassie hasn't been arrested. When her efforts prove fruitless, Tracy takes matters into her own hands, setting a trap that could have devastating consequences. Later, Cassie is caught off guard when Tracy invites her to number 1 for lunch, seemingly extending an olive branch. However, Tracy's true intentions soon emerge as she places a small wrap of drugs in front of Cassie, taunting her with the ultimate test of willpower. Will Cassie manage to resist, or will Tracy's cruel scheme push her toward relapse? Meanwhile, Cassie's mother, Evelyn, makes a long-awaited return, only to be met with shocking news about her daughter's latest struggles. Actress Maureen Lipman, who plays Evelyn, teases that fans can expect powerful scenes between the mother and daughter duo. Working with Maureen is always a joy. Her co-star reveals, she's an incredible performer, and our two-hander scenes never disappoint. 5. Betsy in peril as Rob resurfaces. Lisa and Carla remain on edge as Rob continues to evade capture. Their fears intensifying after discovering their flat had been broken into. Cash and prescription painkillers were missing, raising their suspicions that Rob was responsible. Despite reports placing Rob in Brighton, Carla and Lisa remain unconvinced. However, Lisa's daughter, Betsy, believes the sighting and dismisses their worries. Determined to live her life as usual, she stays out all night, seemingly unfazed by the potential danger. Lisa's anxiety skyrockets when she wakes to find Betsy's bed untouched. When Betsy eventually stumbles home, visibly hungover, Lisa confronts her, warning her about the ongoing threat. However, Betsy brushes off the concerns yet again and heads back out, unaware of what awaits her. Lisa's anxiety skyrockets when she wakes to find Betsy's bed untouched. When Betsy eventually stumbles home, visibly hungover, Lisa confronts her, warning her about the ongoing threat. However, Betsy brushes off the concerns yet again and heads back out, unaware of what awaits her. While wandering through the precinct, Betsy senses she is being followed. The unease quickly turns to terror when the shadowy figure picks up speed. Confirming her worst fears, it's Rob. As the week unfolds, the situation takes a grim turn. Lisa contacts Carla with chilling news. A body has been discovered near the hospital, and authorities suspect it could be Rob. With tension thick in the air, Carla arrives at the mortuary, bracing herself as the sheet is pulled back. Could this finally be the end of Rob's reign of terror? 6. Eileen confronts Julie. At number 13, Julie continues to keep her terminal cancer diagnosis a secret from her sister, Eileen. While her nephew Todd and Eileen's partner George are already aware of her condition and have persuaded her to stay with them for support, Julie struggles with the weight of her decision. The emotional burden has led her to distance herself from Eileen, a change in behavior that has not gone unnoticed. Eileen grows increasingly suspicious when she unexpectedly finds Julie at the undertaker's with George, deep in discussion about funeral arrangements. Alarmed by the scene, Eileen confronts her sister, demanding to know what is going on. As tensions rise, the moment of truth looms. Will Julie finally find the strength to reveal her devastating prognosis? 7. Brody leads Dylan astray. As Dylan tries to come to terms with life inside the secure training center, serving a 6-month sentence for his unintended role in Mason's death, he finds solace in a budding friendship with fellow inmate Brody. Grateful for the companionship, Dylan believes he has found someone to help him navigate the challenges of incarceration. However, unbeknownst to Dylan, Brody's intentions are far from genuine. While he has offered some seemingly helpful advice, Brody is merely biding his time, waiting for the right moment to exploit their friendship for his own benefit. Dylan remains oblivious to the fact that his new ally may not have his best interests at heart. Next week, Brody's influence over Dylan is set to take a troubling turn. Persuading him to share a joint, Brody lures Dylan into making a reckless decision. Their moment of indulgence is soon interrupted when a care officer walks in, catching them red-handed. With only weeks into his sentence, Dylan may now face serious repercussions for his poor judgment. 8. Kid wants answers about the crash. Emotions remain high in the wake of last week's crash. After David arranged for Andy to run him down in the hope that his family could collect on the life insurance to pay off Harvey. Unfortunately, Daisy inadvertently got in the way and also got knocked down as David attempted to push her out of the way. Whilst both David and Daisy ultimately survived, Daisy later suffered a miscarriage. 9. Tommy O drops a bombshell on Tracy. Tracy finds herself delivering an unexpected ultimatum when partner Tommy Orpington pays a visit to the street with some big news. Tracy had originally moved to Spain to shack up with the legendary ex-Weatherfield County player after leaving husband Steve, but the pair have since moved back to a fancy pad in Cheshire. It seems as though Tommy is looking to up sticks again though, as he reveals to a stunned Tracy that he's accepted an offer of a coaching job down in Southampton. Tracy is adamant that she's not going to move away from her family again, and tells Tommy that he will have to choose, it's the job or her. Could this be the end of Tommy and Tracy's relationship? 10. Ed worries for Dee Dee. Also next week, as Dee Dee's pregnancy progresses, her dad Ed can't help but wonder whether her choice to adopt the baby out is the right decision, fearing she'll regret the decision further down the line. Dee Dee assures Ed that it's the right thing to do, knowing that the baby would act as a constant reminder of her evil late fiancé Joel. But will she begin to doubt herself?
Quý vị và các bạn vừa xem xong một sản phẩm của Streetspoilers. Hẹn gặp quý vị và các bạn ở các tập tiếp theo.
Thanks for watching and stay tuned for more movie spoilers next week. Goodbye and see you again.